Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth, and I'm back again doing your mid-October 2015 monthly tarot horoscope. This is for everyone with their ascendant, sun, or moon in the lovely Leo. So, I am back using my regular Shadowscapes deck by Stephanie Puy-Moon Law, and basically I enabled the fan funding link on my channel, so if you'd like to support me and send a donation through that link, you're more than welcome to, and I'd really appreciate it. And other than that, if you're new to my channel, it is free to subscribe, so click the subscribe button. You'll be notified when I post my videos. I post my videos twice a month, mid-month, and at the first of the month. So let's see what we get for you guys. I had to move my desk, so I've been recording these, and while I'm sitting on my bed, and I'm laying them out on my bedspread, so just don't mind me. I'm going to lay out the spread here for you. And this is for everyone with their ascendant, sun, and moon in the lovely Leo. I might have said that before, but I don't remember, so I'm saying it again, just to be sure. So it looks like, now this is the mid-October, so this is for the last part of October, and it looks like you have a lot of cards that it's very characteristic. You know, you're back in character, I want to say, which is very good. I like to see that. You've got an interesting center of the reading. Two cards which are very different. So I'm going to start there. So in the heartbeat of the reading, you have the King of Cups, the Knight of Cups in reverse. Okay, in upright position, this is what he looks like. And in the reverse, obviously, this is what it looks like. And my Knight of Cups is different than other people's Knight of Cups. The way I see it is different, just so you know if you're new to my channel. I see it differently than a lot of other readers do. The Knight of Cups is what I call Mr. Wrong, which I wrote on the top. This is the guy who is so into himself. It's all about his emotions. This can also indicate an alcoholic or drunken episodes. This is a womanizer, or this is feeling completely overwhelmed. So this is the best case scenario. This is a guy who's suffering a nervous breakdown, an emotional breakdown. Okay, or you females could be suffering, guy or girl could be suffering some kind of emotional breakdown, which may or may not lead to drinking. Okay. This is usually a water sign guy, okay? It can also indicate water sign female, guy or girl. This is Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Usually it's a guy. I see this as a guy who does have alcoholic tendencies, who will go out and drink, and you know, he's like a self-professed alcoholic. He may or may not see himself as being alcoholic or having a problem, but he definitely does have one, okay? So most of you are going to know like immediately who this is. Most of the time I see this person as being like a romantic. This could be romantic. This could be you, because it's the heart of everything. This could be you, Leo, having some kind of emotional breakdown, some kind of issue where you're very distraught, which I don't like to see. It's a card of being so emotionally overwhelmed, very, very emotional. For the ladies, I mean, this is a very emotional time. This is where you're just, you know, it's like crying, 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 buckets and buckets, and you can't really stop, and you don't really know why, and you're just like, you know, maybe it's because of this person that you're feeling this way. And maybe you just feeling this way about life in general, or about situations in life that have come up that are making you feel this way. But most likely it's this guy, this Knight of Cups dude, who is causing you problems, or has a lot of problems himself. There is nothing you can do to save this person. Okay, this person has to save themselves. They have to realize they have a problem, and they need to get help, and they need to ask for help. The more you help this person, the more you enable this person. okay? I'm just telling you that this is my feeling, okay? This is a person who needs to go to, you know, to rehab and get help. Counseling is definitely needed for this person. If you are this person and you're suffering from what I would call like an emotional breakdown, or like feeling just like completely emotionally overwhelmed, you also need to get counseling. Not treatment for alcohol problems, but mainly just counseling. Some people like get really offended when I recommend counseling, but I'm like Gwyneth Paltrow. I believe in having like as many doctors as you possibly can. Like, it reminds me of a long time ago, before I got into all this, I used to pray to like every god and goddess like out there, okay? I used to seriously make lists and write prayers to like every single god and an angel in the universe, okay? And I used to do that because I used to think, okay, well, if at least I'm calling on everybody, something good's got to happen. Someone's got to hear me, you know? If I call on somebody, they're going to hear. But it was like everybody was like tone deaf to me. Like nobody heard me when I prayed. I felt like nobody was hearing me because my life just kind of was spiraling out of control, and I couldn't really get it together. So it was just like I was kept praying to everybody, feeling like at least something's gonna work, you know. So I kind of have that philosophy with doctors. You know, if you're going to more doctors, at least you have multiple opinions and you have options. And you get to see what other people say, and you're kind of gathering. I'm kind of like a hunter-gatherer when it comes to information, especially medical information, especially like, you know, everybody has different shrinks, but when it comes to shrinks and doctors, I try everybody. I try everything because I feel like ultimately more knowledge is power. And for you, that's going to be the key to your overall health, whether it's emotional health or whether it's physical health. And I don't like getting this. I feel like I'm getting something else too. This reminds me of a friend of mine whose son actually passed away because he drowned. And this is someone who's drowned, someone who's passed away because they drowned. This is not a time to go boating, guys. This is not a time to boat, water ski, jet ski. If you do, you need to be very, very careful, especially if you're in like someplace like Hawaii or someplace where there's a lot of water, even Florida. You know, I have clients who are all the way around the world. You know, my Australian clients, you need to be careful. This is not a time to do any kind of extreme water sports, okay? I'm not a huge fan of boats. I used to be a fan of boats, but I'm not any longer. It's just one of those weird things. So boating, water skiing, jet skiing, you know, even swimming, I would avoid, okay? If you have any young kids, I would say the last 2 weeks in October is not a good time to take them to the beach, the ocean, and this is unusual for me to say this. You know, normally this card is a card about someone who needs to kind of get to water, because water signs need to be near water. But in this case, this is like a major storm too. There might be some major storms the last 2 weeks of October that you really need to watch out for. If you live near any water, like if you're in, like, I live on an island, or you live by the coast, this is where you want to move inland, okay, for that time. Take precautions, listen to the news and what's going on. This is also tsunami. This is tsunami. This is a card about a tsunami too. So some of you, again, who live very close to the water, I definitely would recommend taking some precautions. Get several life vests if you don't have them, and you know, like one of those kits, and all the necessary things, accoutrements to make that happen. For the rest of you, you need to get counseling. You need to work through your emotions. You need to kind of recover from maybe like an emotional outburst or like an emotional situation, and take time to recover from that. The funny thing card, this is the Mr. Wrong card. This is a guy a lot of times who's had major problems, you know, with drinking or alcohol, who has a hard time containing his emotions. And what's crossing you, and this is usually a water sign guy or girl, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. I think I said that. And this is like the player that's gone like to the next level. This isn't just like a player. This is a really bad player. Okay, this is a player who's destructive, who's gone beyond lying, cheating, stealing, playing around, goofing around. It's taking it to the next level where he gets hurt and everybody else gets hurt too. So it's like if he goes down, everybody else goes down with him. This is the person that's like doesn't want to go down looking bad, so they're gonna take everybody else down. Now, I don't feel like this is you, Leo. Mostly this is not. This is going to be somebody else. If you're Leo male dating a water sign guy, this is you. If you're a Leo female dating a water sign guy or girl, this is you. It could even be a Leo male dating a water sign girl. Most likely not, though. I see it as being more like a guy. Okay, so guy, girl here. And you have the King of Pentacles, which is Mr. Right. Which I do see, again, as this is most likely you, because it's a lot of times it's a fire sign guy. So you're, again, I think maybe in a relationship here with someone, and they come first, you come second, and things need to be evened out, because I think you're literally pouring a lot of love and attention into a person that's a sinking ship. And he's going to take you down with him. So you got to watch out. If you're in a relationship like that, your relationship definitely is headed in the wrong direction, okay? Because the person, you may love this person, but the person has their own problems. You know, we all have our own demons. This person has their own problems and has to help themselves. You cannot fix this person. It's just not going to work. So especially Leo females that feel like, you know, you can fix a guy up and kind of band-aid him and you know, make the box pretty again, you can't, okay? Not in this situation, because this is a guy that is so far lost, you know, it's like he's gone over Niagara in a barrel, basically. And that's it. There's nothing you can do about that. So you have 3 cards, one in the distant past, the recent past, and what's crowning you. And I'm going to read them together because it's all very characteristic of your fire energy. You've got and I'm going to hold them up here. So this is the good stuff. This is the good part of the reading. Okay. You can see a lot of fire energy. You have the Death card as the foundation, which I don't like right next to the Knight of Cups either, okay? So that's, again, someone passing away because of water, which I don't like. But anyways, the Death card as the foundation usually is a sign of rebirth, of transition, of complete transformation. And the Death card, when it shows up in any position in the way I read, it means it's a domino effect. So this as the foundation means there's changes going to be happening in every single aspect of your life at the end of October, mid to end of October. There's going to be major change, and it's coming. It's going to affect you, continue on throughout the rest of the remainder of the year. It's not just, started maybe in the distant past. It might have started where this energy was present 10 years ago, and now you're going to be feeling the effects of it now. Or this energy was, started to come up in your life where there was some major change in your life a week ago, yesterday, but it's going to be like a domino effect. So for some of you, it's going to be affecting you immediately. And for others, it's not going to affect you for a while yet. But you'll see it because this is complete transformation where job change, move, residence change, relationship change, change of mind, change of perspective, whole new wardrobe. I mean, we're talking big changes. So just keep an eye out for that. Or just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. You also have the Strength card, which means it's been a testing time recently for you. Testing time meaning because the universe sends us tests. The universe sends us things that we need to think about and grow from. And when the universe sends us a test, of strength, it's a moment in time, a day, it could be a year, or a phase of our life where we are challenged to grow and understand and learn. Okay, this can also indicate a strong friendship or partner. A lot of times there are control issues though. This is also a Leo, you and air sign female. Okay, could be two females. Okay, Leo, you could be a female in a relationship with another female, or this could be Leo as you the male, and you know you have a female partner who's an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. Okay, I usually say there's control issues, so it's hard to win an argument. There's, you know, arguments, and it's sort of like you become gridlocked into a relationship. Um, and but you still have your fire energy. This is still you. I like to see that. Again, it's strong. Even though it's a test, even though it's a testing time, we grow the most from the hardest tests. So this is a time of growth. This is a time of transformation. You have the Two of Wands crowning you, which is sitting on top of the world, which is exactly where you want to be. You can see that lion right there. I feel like you guys get this card a lot. And this is power and control and domination, which is Leo. For Leo, it's like awesome. It's like, yes, you know? That's what Leos want. It's that feel good. It's that feel good, purry, kitty moment, you know, where you're feeling good, you're on top of the world. This can indicate for some a new job or promotion, a raise, getting to the next level. This is also accumulation of wealth and property and achieving a lot. Okay, so this is where you've gotten to a point in your career. Maybe you've been in a career for a really long time and you've achieved success. This is recognition. This is also, if those of you who are working in real estate or buying and selling houses, this is a really good time for that. Okay, this is what's crowning you. So middle of October, really good time for that. And I feel like I want to say it's a good family time too. It's a good feel good time for you. You know, middle of October. Again, you may have felt very tested in the recent past, or you may have felt there's been a lot of change and there's been a lot of shakeup, and it's like the universe is like, if you were like a ball, the universe is like shaking you, you know, sort of like boggle or something like that, where it's just like it's shaking you and rattling you up and saying okay, and then all the pieces come out a certain way. So to me, you may have felt like it hasn't been fun, but I feel like through these tests and through this transformation, you're coming out on top, which is really, really awesome. Now, the King of Pentacles is meeting that card. It's connecting with that card. So a lot of you have accumulated wealth. A lot of you have accumulated property, wealth, status, of prosperity and abundance in some fashion. Not everybody's going to be a millionaire, but a lot of you have achieved, you know, a lot in your career, or you're making a decent salary in your career. But for some reason, you have the Four of Pentacles in the immediate future, which is being very tight with your money, being very cautious, being very concerned about money. This is also, it's running into, it's connecting with the Mr. Wrong, Mr. Right. So it's interesting because you have Mr. Wrong crossed by Mr. Right, and it's connecting to the Miser card. So you or this other guy, I want to say, are coming to a swift end, okay? Or you or this other guy are misers. You're counting your quarters. You're counting your money. You're being very tight with money, or you are clinging on to a situation which you need to let go of. If you're clinging on this dude who's not good for you, and you know this person, this could be a girl too, who's not good for you, you need to let it go, okay? Because it's not a healthy situation. You cannot take on their problems. I feel like I want to say you are trying to take on the world's problems. You're trying to take on their problems. And it's not going to help you, okay? It's only going to hurt you, because then you are going to suffer a breakdown. It's that thing about, the message I think is about treating yourself like you are divine, okay? And knowing that if you are broken, you can't help others. So you can only take on so much, and learning to say no is crucial. and understanding that this person will drag you down if you are in a relationship with this water sign person. You may feel dragged down by life circumstances. It may not be a person, and you may be kind of in a very tough, career situation for some of you who, the sinking ship is the career that you're in, okay? Um, and it being on top of the world may be just where you want to be, okay? So for some of you, it's going to depend on your situation, obviously. Some of you are literally sitting on top of the world, and you have savings, and you have money, and you have prosperity, and you're just being overly cautious about your spending and being like a miser, a penny pincher, and kind of cheap, okay? Which you don't need to be, because then it's going to block your blessings. Instead of your money growing, it's going to decrease, okay? So it's sort of like you may have a nest egg, but it's just instead of you making investments or spending it on others or being charitable, you're kind of just counting it and obsessing over it, and it's just like it's not growing. Nothing's happening to it. It's just going to decrease over time. The way the universe works with money is you have to let it flow. You have to let it flow. In a way, you have to spend money. Not a lot, but you have to adapt the attitude of it flowing, of it coming and going, and it's like a river, you have to, visualize the river is coming to you, okay? But at the same time, it's flowing out and flowing in, okay? So you have, in the position of your emotions, the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords is feeling very drained out and feeling heartbroken. Some of you, this card can indicate several different things. Feeling very drained, not from a relationship, but just like physically tired or like emotionally drained. You just don't have the emotions. Like it's just like you can't, either relate to what other people are going through, or you're overwhelmed yourself, or you're heartbroken because of another person. Okay, a lot of times it shows up where you have a cord of attachment issue with someone who's draining your energy. This could be an ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend. Someone is like eating your energy, and you need to kind of get it back. This is where you need to start fresh, and forgive yourself for anything that you have done that may have either blocked your blessings, or maybe you look back on your life and you say, well, those were poor choices and I should have done better, and you're beating yourself up over it. This is where you need to forgive yourself and move past it and move forward, okay? It's very important that you do so. I mean, the Ten of Swords is, to me, about a girl who's jumped off a cliff and she's about to break every bone in her body. And again, it's about like letting the chips fall where they may and writing things out, writing out a situation, and seeing how, cleaning up the mess once it's happened. You need to make sure you're crossing bridges when you get to them, not holding on to negativity, not holding on to a relationship that needs to be let go of, not holding on to the pain. You need to let go of the pain and not worry so much about what other people think of you, not worry so much about the haters, the bitches, the people that are there that, you may feel like there's just a lot of those people around you, where there's people that are not emotionally supportive of you. And you need to, in a way, stop caring what they think. They may not be supportive, but like push them back. If you need to like stand up and be like, no, and like put your hands out and be like, no, push them back. They cannot get to you. They cannot get to your energy. That's what I have to say about that. So aside from these cards, the Miser and the Ten of Swords, to me it's the Miser that's the biggest issue. If you can overcome being absorbed by money and being concerned about money and being like obsessive about like where your money's going and what you're doing with it, and move past that, even if like you're dirt poor, which I don't feel like you are, even if say you were like dirt poor and you had nothing, you need to smile, that big beautiful Leo smile, in the face of the universe. Like, look up to the sky and smile and be like, you know what? I'm great. I'm wonderful. Everything's great and everything's wonderful, because that's what the universe needs from you. That's the test. It needs you to adapt I need to change my reaction to things, rather than trying to change outside circumstances. So it's less about you trying to get a job and make money and make sure you've got, an overflowing bank account, and counting up your pennies. It's more about you just saying, you know what? I have everything I need, and smiling in the face of all that and saying it doesn't matter if I don't have anything. I am good no matter what. Okay? So adapt the I'm good attitude, and I think you'll have a much smoother end of October. Okay? Because you do have several cards that are very positive. You have the Queen of Cups, which is a really great card for what the universe is sending you. So the message from the universe is to trust that everything's going to work out, and that everything's as it should be. And I was talking to a client today, and it's very interesting. We were talking about faith, and the importance of faith. And we were talking about how, in my mind, faith is not a religious concept, because I was raised very religious, super, uber, duper religious, okay? And I consider myself to be spiritual more than religious. And I'm very accepting. I believe, basically, everybody has a right to believe what they want. That's not how I was raised, but that's what I have adopted in my own belief system. So, and I have, such a variety of clients from all different backgrounds, all different religions, and it's very interesting that spirituality really connects everyone, despite religion. So I'm going to say this. I'm going to talk about faith here for a minute, because faith to me is not religious. It's not a religious thing. Faith is about believing that everything is going to work out. That no matter what, you're in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing, and learning from it. And that there is a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, but it's not necessarily gold that's money. It's abundance and prosperity in the overall meaning, okay? So some people visualize literally a pot of gold, which is like, gold coins and like some kind of like copper kettle, you know what I mean? That's not what's at the end of the rainbow. What's at the end of the rainbow is everything we've learned from our life experience. All the inner stuff that we've developed, and all of the experiences that we've had that have made us smarter, wiser, happier, more loving, more caring, and I'm getting emotional about this, understanding more about compassion and having love for other people is important. So that's what faith to me is really about. So for you, you need to trust that everything's as it should be, and have faith that everything is going to work out. Even if you feel like it's been a very testing time, or if you feel like it's been, kind of a crazy month or several months or even several years, you need to believe that everything is going to be okay, and that and have that faith, that at the end of the rainbow, the end of your life, whenever that is, that you'll have traveled far and will have learned much, and that you'll be really proud of all that stuff that you've been through and experiences that you've gained. So it's very important that you have that approach to things. The Queen of Cups can also be an artist. This can also be a psychic. This can be someone who has both. She can be an artist and a psychic. Someone who has a lot of intuition, who likes to dance, who likes to sing. These are my dancers. These are my singers. These are my people that are just... I feel like there's a lot of dancers that are watching this. So people that love to dance, that just love to move through life. This could be someone that you're interested in, that you're dating, or that you're soon to meet. You haven't met them yet. And usually it's a water sign female, but I also see it as being an earth sign. And occasionally I see it as being an air sign. So it really could be, the Queen of Cups can be a lot of different people. And sometimes, I guess you could say occasionally, it's someone who has some fire energy too, because she's got a lot of fire around her head. I see this more as being her kind of halo, her intuition. So she's more air or earth or water than fire. So I don't feel like it's you. But I feel like if you're a dancer, it could be you. You could have, your sun in Leo or your moon in Leo, but have a lot of other planets in Scorpio or Pisces or even, I want to say Sagittarius for some reason. Some of you have Sagittarius in you too, but or Virgo. You know what I mean? It's just, there's a lot of different things. This can also be a Taurus female. I think of it as a Taurus female a lot of times. So Leo, you may have, so it could be Leo Taurus, Leo Virgo, Leo Pisces, Leo Scorpio. I see her a lot of times as being a Scorpio female, strong Scorpio, but it could just be a dancer, a psychic, someone, or an artist, someone who's just kind of dancing their way through life, who has that very free attitude, and you want to be around them because they have a very free approach to things. So you also may do yoga. You might want to do more yoga. For some reason, they're drawing me to her feet, and I'm thinking of yoga. Some of you may be like yoga instructors for some reason. I'm seeing that. Tap, ballet, modern, jazz, all of that stuff is very strong for you. You could also be like a massage, do massage for some reason. Where I'm seeing you're massaging feet. There's this element of feet. You may have like a foot fetish, but I'm also hearing like dizzy feet. So you think you can dance, you may have been on there, or just really like the show, or maybe on Dancing with the Stars, because she literally is Dancing with the Stars, because she's got all these, she's got all these stars around her. So it's a very interesting card. The main message is trust. The main message is you're going through a transition, because she's coming out in the background. There are these pillars behind her. And if you live in Ireland, message me, because I think of like Stonehenge or like some stone like architecture. But yeah, she's coming out of this landscape where there's a lot of stone and earth, and then she's meeting the water, okay? So it's like she lives on the coast. Again, a lot of you live on the coast, so this is why I was saying in the beginning, be very careful about watch the weather patterns, okay? And in the position of your attitude, you've got the 9 of Cups, which again is a water sign male. Okay, this to me is usually only a water sign male. I very rarely ever see this as a water sign female, but I mean, in rare occasions it can be. I mean, I guess anything's possible, but to me this is either financial prosperity or this is dealing with a water sign male. And this is a player. They've got the number 1 player and the number 2 player in the deck, okay? And usually they're 2 different people. It can be the same person, if it shows up in the same reading, but a lot of times it's 2 different people. So this one to me is more Pisces, the other one is more Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. I usually see the other one as being Cancer or Scorpio, okay? So the Mr. Wrong is more than likely the Cancer or the Scorpio. However, this card is in the position of your attitude, so you may be the player, okay? You may be wanting your freedom, enjoying your free time, just wanting to date. You may be dating around. That's the best case scenario. Ladies, best case scenario is that you have financial prosperity and you're really focused on your career and, money is flowing to you. Worst case scenario is you're dealing with someone who is a player and they may be a little bit less of a player than the other guy that you were dealing with before, But you got to watch out, because if 2 players show up in your reading, you know that you're attracting in the kind of person that you don't want. So it's sort of like you may have that, and Leos a lot of times do, you may have that kind of like come and go, happy-go-lucky approach to relationships. If you have that approach and you give that impression to guys or to girls, then you're going to attract that. You're going to attract people that really just don't want commitment, that just are kind of like playing around and they don't really care, and they're involved in the game of things. So you want to kind of avoid that. Now, the outcome is very odd, but it's still a really good card. So like I said, the only thing that's blocking you really is the Miser card. Yes, in the position of emotions, you've got the Ten of Swords, which is feeling very heartbroken and just dealing with a lot of pain, suffering, and loss. But you can overcome that, I feel, very easily. It may not seem very easy, but you can, okay? You need to ride things out. If you do that, you get the Magician as the outcome. The Magician is quite often a Capricorn, Aries, or Taurus male, okay? This is someone who is very work-oriented, career-oriented. So if you know, since this isn't really, I don't really see it as being you. I see it as being usually Capricorn or Taurus. You know, sometimes occasionally Aries. I do see him as being sometimes a Scorpio or Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius male. Most often it's an earth sign though. But you just may be very focused on your career, and you may be very focused on, or just very busy. I mean, this is busy. This is someone who's got a lot to do. They're doing things with their hands. They're they've got like 10 things they've got to do, and they do it all at once. You know, this is someone who's, you know, a guy who's very work focused, or a girl who's very work focused. This is another one of the Mr. Right cards. So for those of you who are dating, you've got 2 water sign guys, and an earth sign guy, or an air sign guy, okay, that you're dealing with. Those of you who are not dating, to me this is more the element of things just happening magically, you being on track to get to where you need to be, as far as your career, or as far as like a new relationship. You need to follow the signs, because this card is a lot about signs and following the signs. You know, little things that kind of come to your attention, which is so weird, because I never saw this before. There's this, okay, so aside from the feather and the lantern and the seashell and the stone and the birds, there is, I want to say it's mistletoe. The first thing I thought was mistletoe. There is this like little bunch of leaves. I don't know if you can see it. Right here. It's hard to see it, but it's like a little bunch of leaves. So leaves, you know, we're in the fall, you know. This is where, you know, this is where you may be into herbal medicine or medicine, or leaves. There's some connection to leaves. It's a sign, like if somebody sends you a leaf, or if you notice a leaf or someplace. This could also be tea. I think of leaves. This can also be clothes. I think of leaves as clothes. I know leaves as clothes for like little fairies and stuff. So leaves, clothes. This could be something, you know, if you go shopping and you see something, it's a sign. I feel like I want to say by Christmas, you know, where there's mistletoe. If there's mistletoe, if you go someplace there's mistletoe, you're supposed to be there, okay? You might also want to look into mistletoe as an herbal remedy, because mistletoe is very strong medicine, actually. You definitely want to check it out. And for those of you who have never had a reading, you might want to consider doing like working with me for using my herbal medicine deck, because it's got a lot of really cool suggestions as far as what to take, and I usually give people links after the reading is over to buy them on Amazon for the stuff that I recommend. So I know this is like a really long video, but that's all I have for right now. That's all I'm getting from this card. Very interesting spread. I feel like, you know, you got a lot kind of going on like usual, but it's all good. It's all positive. So, you know, there's just a few things that I would, you know, suggest, you know, working on. But other than that, it's good. So stay tuned for my November reading. I will be back around the 1st or 2nd with those. And thank you so much for liking, subscribing, and Google Plusing. I really appreciate it. And I send you lots of love. Big hugs. Big hugs. Big kisses. And I will talk to you guys again soon. Okay, thanks so much. Take care.